Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 2025. We are back again with the e-report. Thank you so much for all the support you are giving to Next Generation Media channel over the past year. But before we move into our topics this year that we have to discuss, it would be so wrong if we don't look at last year, 2024, December, which we had the DETTY December period. Shockingly, in Cameroon, the DETTY December was being monopolized by children, teenagers.
Are you kidding me?
That's what we're talking on today on this episode. This is the e-report, and I'm your host, Enogene Doris. But before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel if you have not yet, so you don't get missed out on any of our subsequent videos. So for those of us who don't know, DETTY December is said to have originated from Ghana, although some Nigerians say it came from Nigeria, so there's this war between Nigerians and Ghana about who created DETTY December. But regardless, it's a period of festivities and DETTY celebration, I would say. And right now it's being celebrated all over the world. It's being used, the December period is being used for festivities, and a lot of parties that go on. But realize in Cameroon, the DETTY December period in Cameroon was one that was being monopolized by children. And it really breaks my heart to see these videos because children are supposed to embody innocence, they're supposed to embody morality. But when you see children that are being involved now in such actions, I don't know how we can move on from this in the coming years. Let's look at this. So practically it's just a bunch of children. I don't know if anyone here is around the age of 18, smoking. Just having a smoking party by the street. Everyone is... What if I serve an airbender? Did that? The guy is burning smoke like an airbender. Okay, that's the video. So apparently it was said that this entire showdown went down in Boya. When I watched this video the first time, I wanted to be like, oh my God, where are their parents? Where are the children's parents? How can we let them go out of their house looking like this? But then again, I realized that we can easily, yes, correctly say that, where are the children's parents? Like, why would they let them go out of the house and do such actions? But then again, I began to ask, where is the village? Because as Africans, the Cameroonians, being part of Africa, we somehow monopolize on the action that the village raises a child, like it takes the entire community to raise a child. So when we see children that are out in a garden like this, where is a village that comes out to address such issues? Because when you see a thief being caught on the street, we have the mob justice that will come and beat that person to a pulp. When they see such actions, it's okay enough to let children indulge in such actions. Because you can judge me all you want, but when I see children go with such actions, the possibility of them becoming thieves, prostitutes, getting into all sorts of illegal actions is very high. So definitely we can say that the parents of these children have failed in the raising of these children. But then again, we have to acknowledge that as a society, we have also failed when it comes to disciplining such actions. I mean, the fact that these children could stand by a roadside and open space and feel that it's okay for them to publicly smoke in these areas. We are told that cigarettes are not supposed to be sold to a certain age group. They'll find these children that I believe have not reached that age group yet publicly smoking, and there's no consequence. Instead, have it being filmed and being passed around for, I don't know, we should be clapping for these children or something of that sort. I mean, I remember we talked about this on some episodes back when we were talking about the whole shisha issue, about smoking, like smoking cigarettes, shisha, and vapes. And we gave all these negative side effects on how bad these substances are for adults, and they become even worse for children. And I'll give this advice as someone who was a child not so long ago to parents, is that traumatize the disobedience and not the obedience. Because we find these children, they might go out, have this partying and smoking and all these other actions. And when they come home, their parents might actually discipline them, beat them up and say, where have you been? Try putting some discipline measures on them. But what parents don't understand is that when a child returns home from doing such actions, and when they get home, you start beating them up, they don't really feel like the action was bad. They start thinking that me coming home was bad. Like, that is a mentality that children have. So I think the best way that we can actually go about this is actually bringing the discipline to the streets.
Let's take this to the streets.
Then again, like I earlier mentioned, it's time for us to ask ourselves about something such as the jungle justice, who say they pride themselves in dishing out justice when malpractice are being performed in the streets. This is an example of children going haywire, making future criminals, future addicts, future thieves, future prostitutes. If such disciplinary actions can be put on children, not to say the children should be beaten, all of that, beaten to death, like all of those other very horrendous actions that are taking place on the street when the jungle justice appears. But if someone who says he's very enthusiastic about stopping immoral actions on the streets sees this and can walk past or glorify such actions, then you get to find out that it's not as if people are actually against the actions. They are just for the actions that they find to be relevant to them. Because in my point of view, I am definitely, and I've made very clear the fact that I am against the jungle justice system. But honestly, if there were to be a system that came up that was aimed at scattering such gatherings for children who hold themselves during smoking, doing all such fraudulent activities in open during night hours, if there were people who could actually come together and scatter such actions, then I think that would be more helpful to society, because rather than waiting for them to get to the point where they become these thieves, these prostitutes, these people that are drug addicts, that become a real menace to society, we can start from here. Because we don't need to expect so much for their children. You don't need to actually bring a machete, burn them, whatever. You just need to actually put a little bit of discipline, goes a long way with children. If we can start disciplining them now, then we don't have to get to the point of having to go that length of maybe burning them with tires, machetes, all the beating them, ganging up to beat them. And I know I've made it very clear that I'm very much against the entire jungle justice. But one thing that I believe I would solely stand for is if there was something, some sort of organization, justice system, when it comes to kids having such malpractices in the open. It is very shameful to us. It shows how much we have failed as society in raising these children, that they feel that it's okay, they have the freedom to smoke, which is not supposed to be within their age group, in public, and adults are watching and passing through, and the adults cannot say, oh my God, that is wrong, we should stop that, we should try and break this up. The fact that as adults we find the courage to gang up on thieves when they have stolen goods and commodities and everything, but not find the courage to stop these actions that will eventually, definitely lead the children to performing such actions such as stealing, prostitution. We get to see that it's actually a very true cause for concern. We know that December is, like they say, Dirty December. It sometimes goes haywire, forgetting the fact that it's actually supposed to be a period, a festive period for people remembering the birth of Christ, making up New Year resolution goals and all of that. We tend to have a lot of really heinous actions that go on, and the death rate increases, a lot of promiscuity on a high in December period. I thought it was going to be the worst video I was going to see this year. When I saw this, I knew, okay, it cannot get worse than this. But then it got worse than this, because another video came up, still of children performing the Dirty December. Apparently, there are children clubs. That's the only way I can describe this video, because it looks like a children's club. Like, let's look at this. I can't see one adult. One. Okay, let's just stop it there. So this was it for me. After the first video, I thought, nah, it cannot get any worse than this. This is the worst Dirty December to offer us this year. Our children smoking on the road freely. And then we found that there's a club that practically has only children. I don't think, some are not even up to the age of 10 is the disturbing fact for me. We find these children dancing in this provocative manner And one thing you realize about this video is that the person taking this recording is a grown-up. Like, for those who actually have a camera, you know that when you're taking a video from the angle which the video has been taken, it's someone who's actually grown, an adult, taking a video of children in the club dancing. Like, what happened to protecting children? Like, what happened to keeping children at home? What happened to the trade fairs, the carousels, the rides, all of that? When did this become a trend? Because the fact that this can even be something happening at this point just shows that with time, we know this is how it begins. It starts, you just have a moment where you find children. Very soon it becomes official. We have children clubs. And you find children will start having these little clubs here and there. Children will be saying, oh, for festive season, mom, I want to go to the club here and there. I mean, we can clearly see that there's a need for an intervention by us, the society, us, the village, to help these children. Because when we find places like this that feel it's okay to host certain actions for children of these ages, then you get to have other people who own such places that will feel like it's okay to actually be part of all of this mess. So the first questions that we should ask ourselves are like, where is this? Where is this place found? And why is it still open? Why is it not being reported? Why is it not being reported to be shut down? Why is the government not saying this place, shut it down? How could they allow our children to be performing such actions and give them some sort of an okay pass to doing this so that other places will not follow up in the same direction? Sure, a lot of crazy things are being done by men and women every year on December in the name of celebration. But let's keep our children out of this madness. As a society, as a village, as Africans, let's keep our children out of this madness. That's all, guys, and thank you for joining us today on this episode. Make sure to leave your comments down below. But before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to the Next Generation Media channel if you have not yet, so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos. Bye.